What's up, everybody? It's Caleb from thebookflipper.com. With the new restock limits, one of the most important things you can do is free up old inventory and minimally profitable or negative profit inventory from your FBA inventory. This is going to make room for you to keep sending more inventory in. If you guys are not aware of some of those changes that are going on with restock limits, unlimited inventory is no longer a thing. Restock limits are the new thing. Unfortunately, it's not a good thing, but you can watch that video that we did last week. Put a link up somewhere here that you can click on and check that out. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk you through a free tool that we created. Normally we've been charging 20 to 30 bucks in the past to run this for you. We decided to make a little bit of software. There is a section if you do want to donate to our tip jar and help us out, that'd be great. But we know that these changes hurt for a lot of you, and we wanted to do our part to help and kind of take the edge off and help you be a little bit smarter. So without further ado, let's jump in. This new tool is called the Inventory Eliminator. It is basically a way for you to do surgery on your inventory. So think of it as a scalpel. Some of you may need a chainsaw, but essentially this is a scalpel that you can use to go in and surgically remove the bad and kind of low-hanging poor inventory to free up room for some better inventory as you keep scaling up smartly and efficiently. So go ahead and head on over to restock.thebookflipper.com. You're going to be able to create a free account. You can log in if you have it. If you don't have an account, click here, and of course you can email me with any questions at any time. Once you log in, you're going to see the screen looks just like this. What you're going to do when you're starting out, you won't have any of these batches. You're going to go ahead and click on Add New. You're going to get a new batch. You're going to name your report something funny. And you're going to click right here to bring up your inventory health report. This does need to be as a .txt file, not a CSV. Let me show you where it's at if you don't want to use the link. You're going to go to Seller Central Reports. This is somebody's account that I manage, so I'll show you kind of how it works for them. And you're going to go to Fulfillment. Then you're going to scroll down to Show More. And you're going to go to Inventory Health, Download. And then don't use the CSV, use the TXT. You're going to download that. As soon as it's done, you can download it. This report is usually a day or two old, but it's good enough for government work. I'm going to download the one I got from earlier this morning. What we're going to do is you're going to come up here. You can either choose it from your desktop or your download folder, or you can simply drag and drop it up to here. Again, make sure it is the .txt. We're going to add it, and boom, there's our report, something funny. You can see the total number of active units. And again, with your restock limits, you probably are going to be a little bit above or a little below, and we're going to try and free up enough room to send our next, pallet, 800 to 1,000 books in. We're going to click here. What it's going to do, this is a pretty cool screen. Of course, I'm biased, we built it. But what it does is on the x-axis, it shows sales rank from 0 to 10 million. So most of your books should be over, in the, under 1, under 2, under 3. Some long tail stuff as well. And then it shows on the y-axis the lowest merchant fulfilled used price. That's a good metric. What we want to do is we want to remove two categories of inventory. We want to remove long tail cheap inventory. So if you're going to have long tail 3, 4, 5 million ranked books, they do need to be expensive somewhere up in here. Each one of these dots is one of your inventory. So 3.8 million ranked book, $103 lowest merchant fulfilled price. That's okay. Even though it's not going to sell a ton of copies, for 100 bucks, I don't mind letting it sit there and take up some of my precious inventory space. Now, on the low end of this equation, I've got a 3.8 million ranked book where the lowest merchant fulfilled price is 7. Now, maybe my prime price is 50 on this, but that's not really realistic because a book that only sells once or twice every 6 months with a rank that high, I'm not going to get that much of a prime bump. So the merchant fulfilled price plays a big role. I think the prime price is deleveraged or debumped, or the bump is gone, however you want to say it. Somewhere in the 1.5 to 2 million range. I don't know exactly, but somewhere in here I think that the bump mostly goes away. And so what I've done is this is going to preset to a couple things. I'll walk you through the filters here. This is going to preset to 2 million rank and $20, and this kind of creates a cool quadrant. So anything left of 2 million, between a sales rank of 1 and 2 million is awesome. These are books that sell fairly often, and these lower priced ones under 20 bucks used are my bread and butter books. You can see I've got 3,500 of those, or this individual does. My studs are the really good books. They sell quickly and they're expensive. These are my studs. I've got, they got 250, 226, whatever that is. The duds, the lower right-hand side of the quadrant, and our developer got really fancy, so you can actually zoom in on any of the individual categories. So studs are going to be top left. The duds are going to be what we're trying to hone in on. There's 404, a little developer humor, but a 404 books here that we can actually clean out for this seller. What these are is books that have they're high sales rank, they're not likely to sell quickly, and they aren't selling for very much money, so they're probably not worth sitting in inventory. So you can click on all those. You can change the parameters if you like. You can put whatever price in here you want. And then we can do some FBA pricing, which we'll get to in a second. We can do some age-based criteria, so you can look at everything or just over 3 months of inventory, stuff that's been in there 6 months or more, 9 months or 12 months. I'm going to leave that off for now. I'll just leave it on set for all. You can look at different categories, so music and then DVD, so that'd be the video category. It's going to preset to books, and it's going to preset to used. You can also set it to look at new books for those of you that may do that from time to time, but it's going to preset to use. We can go ahead and update. Now what you can do here is I primarily want to remove two categories. We want to remove long tail cheap inventory, which is going to be items like I would start high, so 5 million and lowest used price less than 50. We're going to update that. And our duds here, not very many, there's only 48 that meet that criteria, but these books here we're going to weed out. I'm going to leave some of these books up. You could even chop this up even more. You could say anything that's ranked higher than, say, 8 million and $1,000. I don't care. I just want everything over 8 million gone. For example, you could do that. That would remove 24 books. You'll notice there's not 24 dots. There's some inventory that's off on the right side that you can't view on the screen. What you can do is you can export this report at any time. There's a duds list. You can open that up and see the sales ranks. There's a 21 million ranked book. I don't know why that's in their inventory. Lowest merchant will fill price. Who cares? It needs to go away. And so you can simply export those books. When you get ready to export, what you want to do is click this report button. And again, it's a free tool. In the past, we've charged $20 to $30 to do this. You're more than welcome to throw 15, 25, 35 bucks in our tip jar. Throw us a penny. We don't care. I can't guarantee it's going to get used for good things like development. It's probably going to end up getting spent on beer and golf. But hey, we got to do what we got to do. If you don't want to donate, no big deal. Simply click maybe next time. There's two options here. Removal, that's where it's going to get shipped back to you, or disposal, where Amazon theoretically lights it on fire / sells it through their liquidation channels. I'm going to just dispose of it. I don't want it. If you do want it, it is free to dispose. Sorry, not free. I wish it was free. It's the same price to dispose as it is to remove, and you can put whatever address you want. Easy Street, you don't need an address too. You can kind of do whatever you want there. But it is the same price to dispose or remove. So if you want the books back for whatever reason, you can remove them. And also, if you want packing materials, you can remove them and get those shipped, or you can ship those anywhere in the world or anywhere in the country, I guess, if you want to have fun with somebody or play a prank. So that is an option you can certainly do, or you can simply dispose of them like I'm going to do here. So we can jump on over to the upload removal order file. We'll have a link down below on the YouTube page. Otherwise, you can simply Google bulk FBA inventory removal and Seller Central. This will pop up. What you can do is there's a template file. We're going to ignore that because this is exactly formatted. You're simply going to drag this up here, and I won't do it for this user, but you can say upload now and then wait a little bit, and it'll actually give you a processing report on was everything successful. If it was, you can go back and work on the next report. So I would probably remove everything with a rank higher than whatever you want, 7, 8, 9 million, maybe even 4 or 5 million. And then I'd probably go back down into the 2 or 2.5 million range. And anything that has a used price of under 20, probably getting rid of that as well. Again, we can simply export the report. Hopefully you've already put a little something in our tip jar. It does save your address. Make sure you say disposal if you don't want it, and boom, there it is. You can upload that to Seller Central. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to look at books, anything ranked over 0, for example. I don't think you can put 1. I think it wants 100,000 increments. Let's try it. Yeah, so go ahead and put 0 as a rank. It's going to be greater than 0, so it'll be 1 and higher. And what we're going to do is say anything with the lowest used price less than $6. Again, these are landed prices including shipping. Let's see what that looks like. So there's 1,600 books. Again, this is all my inventory. I might do an age range filter on here of over 3 months. I won't, maybe don't touch my earliest inventory or my freshest inventory. You can also then turn this toggle on of used FBA prices lower than 7. So you could do something like this where the price is dropped out and the FBA price is dropped out, and it's more than 3 months old, and you can see we got another 263 books. Maybe you want to raise that up to $8, but on an $8 FBA book, you can still usually make $1 to $2 depending on the fees. So here's another couple hundred books we could remove. You could set this a little lower if you wanted. Again, you have full capability and just kind of keep playing. Looks like the floor price for Merchant Fulfilled right now is about $6 or $5.99. So you could export that as well. Maybe next time, set it to disposal, and boom, there's another couple hundred books. So just like that, you can free up some inventory. Again, if you do sell new books, you could kind of play with some other categories. And if you're not using books, of course, ranks mean different things, so you can play around with those as well. So check it out. Let us know what you think. It's a really powerful tool. If nothing else, it lets you get a good picture on what's going on in your inventory. And one more thing in here, there is a no rank filter. So there's every once in a while there's inventory that just doesn't have a rank. That means it's never sold on Amazon, or Amazon recategorized it and removed the rank. You're going to want to yank those as well. And if you look at your sales reports, your export reports, they're going to look like this. We just assign a random ID. And so what you can do, let me just show you real quick in Excel. Make a new tab, paste all this in. You can leave all this. Make sure you change the ID to something unique so Amazon doesn't get confused. And we can go ahead and grab all of the SKUs, which is short for excuse me. And we can copy and go ahead and paste the SKU into this column. And then there's going to be sellable quantity, unsellable quantity, and we're going to go ahead and drop those in as well. This will actually remove all of our books or all of our items with 0 rank. So that's an option. You can play with that as well. So that's the tool. Hopefully it can help you free up some space. If you find it valuable, I guess you could leave us 5 stars. There's no way to review this site. It's our own site. But restock.thebookflipper.com. If you did like it, find it valuable, throw us a few bucks in the tip jar. We're going to share a good chunk of that with our developer as well, just to say thank you for him working overtime this week to slam that together for us and provide something of value. And share it in some groups. Tell your friends, tell your grandma, tell your kids, tell your puppies, tell your goldfish, whoever you want to tell. But thanks for checking this out. And again, if you did find it valuable, hit like on our video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll keep some of these tools coming. So enjoy. We're all trying to still deal with the restock limits, and this is just one way to kind of keep the warehouses clean, keep them fresh, and be able to keep sending inventory in. With that, I'm out. Peace.